Hey y'all, it's me Ryan here, and guess what? It was my birthday a few days ago. Wow, that's crazy. Here's some footage of some party that I held. But guess what? Guess what I got for my birthday? Wow, look at this thing! The Sony PlayStation Classic Edition. Look at this thing. It's a mini PlayStation. Oh, oh yes, I like this thing. It has 20 games built in. It comes with a power cord, no power adapter, HDMI, two controllers. This thing's rad! So yes, they were going to be talking about the PlayStation Classic. Let's get into it. The year is 2016. Nintendo released their first Classic Edition console for their first console they ever made, the NES Classic Edition. This launched with 30 preloaded games on it for $60, and it was a really good deal, and it was so good in fact that it sold out almost immediately. No one could get it the first day it came out, myself included. So then Nintendo decided they messed up, so they canceled the system, and then they re-released it. They re-released it last year for the same price. And then in the following year, in 2017, Nintendo released the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, which had 21 preloaded games and the unreleased Star Fox 2. And then last year, in 2018, Sony was like, hey guys, what's up? Let's do one of these too. So you know what they did? They rushed out, some of the worst games were on this thing, on the Sony PlayStation Classic. You know, I'll show them to you right now. Guys, I'm actually so excited. This has some of the best games on it that are ever made. It has Final Fantasy, Grand Theft Auto, the first Grand Theft Auto, guys. Do you remember Grand Theft Auto 5? Oh, I love that game. Metal Gear Solid. Oh! Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Oh! Yeah, oh my! Oh! Hold on, let me stop myself right there. The PlayStation Classic does not come with that many good games, and I don't know why they rushed it or something. It must be the only reason why, because there's so many good PlayStation Classic games that they could have used. But Nintendo system, it came with so many better games. It came with Super Mario Bros., Mega Man 2, Final Fantasy, Ice Climbers, Ninja Gaiden, Legend of Zelda, Castlevania, Dr. Mario, Excitebike, Galaga, Pac-Man. I feel like I already said that, but I probably did. That's okay. Metroid, Excitebike. I already said Excitebike. I remember that. Donkey Kong. I already said. Okay, I'm just repeating myself now. But the NES Classic came with so many more better games. And the same thing with the Super Nintendo Classic. This one came with Super Mario World, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Contra 3, Star Fox, Super Mario Kart, Super Metroid, F-Zero, Earthbound, Kirby, Donkey Kong Country, Super Punch-Out, Super Street Fighter 2. I think that's the name of it. Street Fighter 2. Castlevania something. The games they're so much more better on the Nintendo systems. Probably because Nintendo put more care into them, but that's just my personal opinion. But I feel like anyone would agree with me that the Nintendo ones have better games than the Sony one combined. So guys, here's a little PlayStation. Look at this thing. It's so little cute and adorable. Look at it. The buttons work. Oh, it's so cute. They have two USB ports on the front to plug the controllers in, the replica controllers of the first PlayStation. These are actually really good. The build quality of them are nice, and they do use USB, so you can use them on like a computer or something. They just plug right in, and you press power, you play one of your games that are just so good. These so good games on here, guys. You have the HDMI cord on the back, and the power cord, which, you get a power cord, you don't get a power brick, which, I mean, yeah. That's kind of weird, but I feel like everyone has a power brick, so it's not really that big of a complaint nowadays as it would be maybe a few years ago. But yeah, the build quality of this thing is really nice, and the controllers, they feel like a good PlayStation controller, and yeah. What's the price of this thing? Oh, that's a good question. So yeah, the price of the Sony PlayStation Classic was $100 when it first came out on December 3rd, 2018. Now, there's a lot of problems with that price tag. First off, the games, they're not worth $100. Not even 20 of them would be worth $100. Now, yes, it is kind of harder to get some of these games in a new system, like maybe Final Fantasy VII or Metal Gear Solid. I'm not sure, because I don't really have a PlayStation. Because this is more aimed toward PlayStation fans, not like Nintendo fanboys like me or Xbox boys like me. But yeah, I assume most of these games would be harder to find on a modern platform, which is why they came out on the PlayStation Classic. But it's not worth $100. It doesn't even come with a power adapter, like the little power brick that comes with every iPhone. Imagine if an iPhone didn't come with a power brick. I mean, that kind of be stupid, but I feel like everyone has enough power bricks nowadays. But I will say the only thing I'm really liking about this thing so far is the build quality. The build quality of the PlayStation Classic is actually really nice, and I could see myself displaying this thing somewhere just because of how actually neat it looks. So, what do you say? Let's play some games. Alright, let's boot up this PlayStation and see what it can do. So, when you first plug it in, you'll see that it does turn on and does the classic Sony PlayStation turning on. So that's nice. It's a nice throwback. But then when you just turn it on, it's just so bland. I'm not even trying to be like biased here because you obviously can tell which one I like better. The Nintendo one, it just has music. It has theme, catchy music. It has more heart to it than the Sony one because you have to like dig in settings to find like how to change things. But the PlayStation one is very bland. It's like a big circle. It's gray. It's not even that exciting. And let's boot up the Nintendo one just for good old time's sake. So here you go. Here's the Nintendo one. And just look at how much more exciting that is. There's music. There's like catchy. There's not catchy, but you know, it's good music. It's happy music. You actually feel like you're about to play some cool games, and then you boot it up, and it's just like, oh yeah, and you boot up the game, and it feels like the actual game, just rendered in HD. Because some of these games, like I played Grand Theft Auto here, they don't look that good upscaled. They just look like crap. That's saying it nicely. Most of them don't even emulate correctly because they're from Europe. And there's some screen thing there that's too complicated to explain. There's just some screen problems that they have in Europe with the display and stuff. But you know what? I don't really know what to say about the PlayStation Classic. It's not that bad, but they could have done so much better. It is pretty bad, but like, they had so much room to do so much more better things, like put Crash Bandicoot, or maybe Parappa, or Spyro the Dragon, just some more classic Sony IPs that are more iconic than Metal Gear Solid, or Final Fantasy, or Super Street Fighter 2, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Just, they had so much more better games they could have picked instead of, like I said, Street Fighter Puzzle 2 Turbo, or Battle Era Toshinden. I've never heard of that game. Or Jumping Flash. Any of those games. They could have done so much more better stuff, but no. They just picked some shovelware games that didn't rush out correctly. So the PlayStation Classic. What are my final thoughts? It's not that good. The build quality is the only nice thing, and you can get a discount for like $60 off now, but it's just not that good either way. We got this thing for like $20. But it's still just, no, don't buy this thing. Even if you're a big PlayStation fan from like the 90s, this thing is not worth it. I bet there's no games in there that you liked, really, as a kid. It's just, they could have done so much better with this. They could have added Crash, they could have added Spyro, they could have had Parappa the Rappa, they could have had Tomb Raider, they could have so many other better games on here. They went Street Fighter Puzzle 2 Turbo, whatever the heck that game's called. They missed the mark. And the mark was like up here. They're down here. So, Sony, please do better if you make a PlayStation 2 Classic, or if you make if you make a different PlayStation Classic. Just, you missed the mark by a lot, and this thing sucks a lot. I don't know why I wanted it. It's so bad. But yeah, I hope you like this style of video, because I want to try and do it a bit more. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Ooh!